All right, hey everyone. Welcome back to another video here. I wasn't gonna make this right now, but honestly, I went and just checked the channel, and I was not expecting to see that my last video got 300 views, already gained some subscribers, which is really encouraging. And so I thought, I'll just make another video because I was wanting to make this video anyways, and I thought, why wait on it at this point? So yeah, let's get right into it. And so this did just happen yesterday, and so this isn't like breaking news. It is known news at this point, but I just kind of wanted to talk about it a little bit. And look, the Bengals have finally made some, coaching changes, which I think are greatly needed. And just to clarify, this isn't gonna just be a Bengals channel. It is named Bengals commentary, and I am a Bengals fan, but I really want this to just be a football channel in general. Talking about different teams, and especially going into the offseason. I do want to make a video about each team at some point going into next season. And as you see, my first video is just a mock draft for every team. So, but as they are my team, and this is just a sports channel in general, I do want to talk about this in particular right now. After things settle a little bit with other coaching changes and GM changes, I do want to make videos about other teams and their coaching situations. It'll probably just be lumped into one. So yeah, I just kind of want to clarify that. But let's just get the big one out of the way, Lou Anarumo. Wow. I really wasn't expecting this at all. And, honestly, it's just really encouraging to see because as many Bengals fans probably know, coaching changes don't happen a lot or very often. So I was really surprised to wake up yesterday and see that he was gone, and everyone else that we'll get into. But Lou Anarumo obviously being the biggest one. And this is big for a lot of reasons because this is just going to bring, I think, some fresh, very much needed blood into the defense. Defense was atrocious this year. It was horrible for any non-Bengals fans. I mean, it was terrible. Joe Burrow probably would have won MVP if we had a winning season. Jamar Chase, Triple Crown winner, Trey Hendrickson, sack leader. Everyone else on the defense just did not perform. And look, at the end of the day, when guys are missing tackles, which it was a huge issue, that's a coaching issue. You're not teaching them to be tough enough, to be physical enough. That's a coaching responsibility. And so when you're not making tackles, that comes from the defensive coordinator. And look, it sucks to see because I love Lou. He's been here since Zach Taylor came in. He made that Super Bowl defense, and obviously the year after the AFC Championship defense. But I mean, let's take a look here. A lot of people saying he shouldn't have been fired because look at the roster he had to work with. I would just disagree. We had some talented guys this year, believe it or not. I mean, look at guys like Jermaine Pratt, who, yes, he's older, and a lot of these guys I'm going to mention, they are older, but still talented. Jermaine Pratt, right? Von Bell, slower, older, but he's still kind of there. Sam Hubbard, same kind of deal. B.J. Hill. And then you have guys like Chris Jenkins Jr., who I loved when we picked him. I think he's going to be really great. Give him a healthy year. But him, Josh Newton, Cam Taylor-Britt's been a big disappointment this year. But, DJ Turner when he was healthy, Dax when he was healthy, Jordan Battle, he got better down the stretch. And still, he couldn't get anything out of these guys. And at the end of the day, that does fall on the coach. So, it's a unfortunate change to see, but I really do think that it's the necessary change to make, and I'm excited to see who the Bengals go out and get after Lou Anarumo. But I really do wish Lou the best. And the next change I'd like to talk about is Frank Pollach. This one is the one I'm the most excited about. A lot of people have been calling for Zach Taylor's head this year. I don't necessarily agree with that. Lou Anarumo, I mean, yeah, like I just talked about, definitely deserved, but still, I don't think he was god-awful. Frank Pollach, I think, genuinely might be one of the worst coaches of all time. I am so happy to see Frank gone. I don't know how he wasn't fired after the 2022 AFC Championship game. How he still even had a job is beyond me. But luckily, it seems Mike Brown finally came to his senses. Actually, let me correct myself. Interestingly enough, this was Zach Taylor, which I didn't even know Zach Taylor had the ability to fire these guys. I thought that was all Mike Brown. So it was kind of a good thing to see that it's not Mike Brown controlling everything for once. So Zach Taylor actually fired him. Let me correct myself. So, yeah, I think Pollak should have been gone after the AFC Championship game. Somehow he made it past last year, too. I for sure thought he was going to get fired after last year. Somehow he didn't. He has never been able to develop any of these guys. He hasn't been able to develop Jonah Williams. He hasn't been able to develop Cordell Volson. Not that, Cordell Volson's just been horrible. Ted Karras and Alex Kappa, they've played worse since they've got here. Orlando Brown Jr. has played worse since he got here. The only guy who's looked good on this line is Amarius Mims. And I don't think that's because of Pollak. I think that's just because of how good Amarius Mims is. Which, by the way, when they made that pick, I was so happy. He's the guy I wanted them to go out and get. I was really worried we were going to take Troy Fautanu instead. Very glad we ended up picking up Amarius Mims. He's been really great. Just can he stay healthy? But beyond that, yeah, I am beyond ecstatic to see Pollak gone. You have no idea. So happy he's finally gone, and hopefully we get something or someone, more competent. But honestly, I find it hard to believe it can get worse than Pollak. And lastly, the last changes that the Bengals made, Betcher and Hobby getting fired. Look, I would be lying if I were to sit here and say I know everything about these guys. I really don't. However, when it comes to, look, the defensive line was just atrocious this year. And again, with the guys we had, it really shouldn't have been this bad. I'm not saying we have the Steelers' defensive line, right? But look, when you have Sam Hubbard, who's still solid, he's not great anymore. He's not even good anymore. He's just solid. Chris Jenkins, B.J. Hill, Sheldon Rankins when he was there, Trey Hendrickson, Miles Murphy, who's been okay, Cedric Johnson, who I think actually has looked pretty good. When you have those guys, you just got to produce more. And as for, the linebacking core, I don't think definitely haven't been the issue this year, but I think with guys like Logan Wilson, Jermaine Pratt, and Akeem, you definitely got to be getting more done than what they have been. And again, just with how many, it looks like our guys have butterfingers out there, slippery hands, missing tackles. That's a coaching issue. And yes, defensive coordinator Lou Anarumo was a big part of it, but, these position coaches also have a hand in it. So, yeah, I'm surprised our cornerback coach didn't get fired considering how things have gone with Cam Taylor-Britt. But definitely encouraging to see that the Bengals are willing to make moves. And I think that's something that Bengals fans just aren't used to, and it's very refreshing to see that these guys are gone and we're going to have new people in the building. It's just a refreshing thing to see. And again, I don't know too much about the linebacking and defensive line coach, but I still think it was probably the right move, definitely a necessary change, and it just makes me excited to see that, the Bengals, they're making moves. Does that mean that maybe the front office will be a little more aggressive this offseason? I don't know. I'm not going to get my hopes up, but maybe with these kind of changes. But anyways, I just wanted to get, this video out there and my thoughts on this put out. And, I really do, appreciate the people that have subscribed. And, it means a lot. And just getting, so much attention on the last video, I really wasn't expecting it. So it's encouraging to see. Definitely want to be making some more videos here. But yeah, so, make sure to let me know what you guys think about these coaching changes, whether you agree with me, disagree with me, just kind of your thoughts. I'm really curious to see what other people think about these changes. I personally agree with every single one of them. I think they were necessary, especially the Pollak one. I don't think any Bengals fan would disagree with Pollak being gone. So, but yeah, I'd love to see what other people think about it, and I'd really appreciate, subscription if you enjoy the video, liking the video, and definitely going to be coming out with probably another mock draft here within the next couple days, considering the first 18 picks are set, obviously barring any changes like trades, which there might be, might not be, who knows. Definitely wasn't expecting that Vikings trade up last year, so we'll see. But yeah, so that'll be about it. Thank you for watching, and see ya.